Okay. Um, I'll tell you this. I'm saving it for my book, but I'll give you a bit of this.
Okay.
So, there was a guy who was chasing after me, really wanted to date me, and was very persistent. And we went out. I dated him for a little while. Nothing ever happened. He was a complete gentleman. Went out to dinner every night. He would drop me off at my house. I got pneumonia. I had to go to Cedars-Sinai for a week. I loved the escargot from Wolfgang Puck's. So every night, this guy would go to Wolfgang Puck's and pick up my escargot and deliver it to me and sit with me in my room and chat. And it was Harvey Weinstein.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, there's so much to unpack. It's like, I mean, so he was a total gentleman.
Yeah, with me, he was. He was. I have a feeling, and this is not in any way, shape, or form, does this have to do with all the girls that he deserves to be in jail for. But I think the girls that he wanted to marry, like, I don't think he treated the girl that he ended up babbling Mishka,
Georgina Chapman.
Right, exactly. I don't think he treated her in that horrific way. He didn't treat me in that horrific way. And I'm sure that there are other girls that he wanted to have serious relationships that he didn't treat like that. And so I didn't experience that other side of him. I never even saw it. So imagine my shock when I heard that this was his MO with girls and not having that experience with him. I was completely blown away, and disgusted. And there was a part of me that was like, no, not Harvey. And then the girls kept piling up, and then the numbers kept growing and growing. And I was just, I mean, it frightened me. It scared me. But he never put me in that situation.
How long did you date him for?
It was about a month and a half, 2 months. But I'm a real prude. I'm like, like, it takes a long time for, like, I have a 3-month rule, and at my age, I've never had a one-night stand.
Really?
What is it about you that you're getting all my secrets out of me, David?
That's what people say about me.
Tell you? Do you do this to people?
People tell me that I have a disarming way, and just we can talk.
You really do. I cannot believe I am telling you the story.
Tell me.
Anybody, like, I'm like, oh my, you really are so disarming. You're so good at this.
Well, that's God. Good, I guess. Listen, it's okay. Just, you're amongst friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, well, how did it end with Harvey? Was it you who ended it, or he ended it? Because you have this 3-month rule. Was that part of why he ended it?
Yeah. Yeah. Him and his brother were living in LA at this time, and Miramax had just started to, you know, pick up steam. And he wasn't my rock and roll type. And, you know, you look at him now and it's like, oh my God, did I dodge a bullet in so many ways? I feel so bad for his wife. I mean, look what he did to her. Look how he ruined, I mean, all those years, all those great years that she gave him. I mean, it's an absolutely horrible story. And I am, you know, the opposite of with Jerry, like, Kathy got away. And Harvey Weinstein, I'm like, yay. I'm glad I had the foresight or something that made me say, no,
When did you date him? Like the 90s or?
It was the mid 80s, like around like 84, 85, like right before David Coverdale and I started dating. But I mean, he was doing everything right. He was like, you know, opening up my car door, putting my napkin on my lap, pulling my chair out. I mean, going to Wolfgang Puck's restaurant every single night, bringing me lunch every day, bringing my, like I said, my escargot. He would have, you know, and I knew he was going to, I mean, he was on track to be a very wealthy, you know, a great catch for somebody. But there was just, I don't know. I'm so glad. I'm so lucky.
Right. So it wasn't that you just felt like, it wasn't that you didn't feel anything, like he had this dark side. It was just you didn't connect with him.
Yeah. And like I said, he just wasn't, you know, I mean, I was still in my rock and roll phase, and he was just so persistent and so good to me, and you know, anything that a girl would want, attentive, all of those, you know, great qualities. And now he's in jail for being one of the worst human beings on the face of the earth. It blows my mind.
And if you didn't have this 3-month rule and you weren't a good girl, God knows.
God knows.
Is that like a misconception of you because you are the girl on the hood of the Whitesnake video?